A warm welcome to Lindsay Smith. Hello, Lindsay.
Hiya, Kevin. It's nice to speak to you again.
Yes, great to have you on board. Well, just first of all, tell us how this all happened. You're a lifelong Newcastle fan. You put something on Twitter. Perhaps you could explain exactly what it was you said. And they decided that they were going to ban you for this. What was it that you said on Twitter that was quite so offensive to Newcastle United and the Premier League?
Well, I've basically tweeted things like, just your daily reminder, trans women are men. There was this one tweet where there was a picture of the trans flag, and inside it had reality is transphobic written in it. And I posted that with yawn written in capital letters above it, because someone was calling me names. So it was just my response, like, I'm bored of you, you know.
Look, I'm with you all the way, Lindsay. You know, the trans community will probably be opposed to you. But the point here is that what you said on social media is a legally held view. There's nothing illegal, wrong, or I would argue particularly offensive about what you posted. Yet the club you love, Newcastle, and the Premier League treated you as some sort of criminal about this. And you're now raising money. I think got about 15 grand already. You can give us the details of crowdfunding in a minute, because you're going to take them to court. You're going to say, listen, you can't do this to me. What you did to me is illegal.
Yeah. So we sent pre-action letters to them last week. So the Premier League have received a pre-action letter for what we believe is a breach of my personal data. And then Newcastle United are also getting a letter for a breach of my personal data, as well as a letter for discrimination. Because I do feel like I've been discriminated against.
I would agree with that. And tell us what they did to you. Tell us how they spied on you. They even found out what park you used to take your dog to?
Yeah, they went through my Twitter, X, what it is now. They typed in the search bar, I live, so they could see if I'd tweeted and spoken about where I lived to people. There's the park where I used to walk my border collie before I lost him in October, and I think it was a picture I'd taken in the July or the June of me just walking him around the park, and they managed to find a Google Street image from that. And they also figured out what the church was from the background and went as far as to Google search that church and put the address and name of it in and everything.
That's outrageous. And they then gave you a 3-year ban because they said that you've been indulging in what they called prohibited activity. These are the tweets that they're talking about, right? And,
yeah.
And your lawyers, I'm assuming, have already told them that your activities were not prohibited.
No, I mean, a lot of what I post tends to be tongue-in-cheek. I do get a lot of abuse online. And I am used to getting called names. So, you know, I will post a lot of tongue-in-cheek things. You know, if I'm called a transphobe for believing that sex is binary, then fine. You know, I'm very much used to that by now. But, you know, silly little quips that I might make is just generally tongue-in-cheek at the situation, because I'm at the point now where if you don't laugh about it, you'll probably go crazy. So what other option do we have but to try and see the funny side in things?
But you'd love to get back to see your club again. Any indication at all that they may mend their ways and let you back into the ground?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'd like to think so, but I mean, I've given them plenty of opportunities up to now to talk to me. They were actually advised back in July by the Premier League to open up lines of communication with me back in July of last year, and they opted to just not. You know, I didn't find out about it until I was under police investigation for an apparent hate crime.
Where do you think we are, Lindsay, generally with the trans issue? You know, it just seems that a lot of trans activists have sort of declared war on people like you and people like me, and until we accept this biological lie that trans women are women and trans men are men, we will eternally be their enemies. Now, my view about trans people, I'm sure you agree, is, look, live your life however you want to live it. If you want to live your life as a woman, great. I hope it makes you happy. If you want to live your life as a man, I hope it makes you happy. I will go along with you. I'll even call you she or he or whatever pronoun you want, but I will draw the line if you demand that I gather round a complete lie, and that is that trans women are women. That's biologically not true. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, there's a few areas. I mean, I've not always been as hardline as I am about things, but what I realised very quickly when you're talking about this subject is it doesn't matter how considerate or thoughtful you try and be with what you're saying, they are going to twist what you're saying and they're going to attack you anyway. So you learn very quickly when you start speaking out about this that it doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you do. If you're not 100% bought in, you are a transphobe, you are a bigot, you are the problem to them. You know,
just to try to explain, just before you go, Lindsay, great to talk to you again. By the way, how do we, if we want to contribute to your crowdfunding page, how do we do that?
It's on Crowd Justice. I do have it on my Twitter page, on my X handle, which is at right NUFC. I am considering changing it though.
Do you still support Newcastle?
I do, yeah. I've got a very croaky voice because we had a really good win on the weekend.
Oh, you did,
and I was out dancing until about 2 o'clock in the morning at Harry's bar. So I had my voice is suffering, but there's no regrets. It always ends up this way after a good win.
Well, I hope you get back to the ground soon, and you're sounding great to me. Lindsay, it's great to talk to you. We'll keep in touch with you. Let us know how it goes. And if you get any breakthroughs, if Newcastle start to see sense and the Premier League say sorry, let us know and we'll get you on again. So great to talk to you again, and keep up the good work, Lindsay. Well done. That's Lindsay Smith.